Everyone is, I think.
Gustavo, why do I have two Gustavos?
Because one is on my desktop, so I can see this little project and
Ah,
your
tá.
Mac, and the other one is in my Mac.
Who is missing? Who is missing? Who is missing? João. Ah, tá. 1Q,
Badel.
of course.
Badel.
Barel. Tá. Barel and 1Q. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
hasn't been to a single one of these meetings since the quarantine started.
who?
1Q.
Yeah, 1Q is having a special thing. Don't worry. Okay, guys. Now I want you to open your cameras, please. I want to see you on first before I start. Your beautiful faces of people who are sleepy.
For my camera, I can't use my camera. I don't know. I'm gonna access my phone because I can't use in the computer. I don't know
Oh
why.
no, I don't want to show my face. I just woke up.
Come on.
Just woke up.
Come on.
No, for about 2 hours.
But like,
Let's go. 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 Let's go.
No, that's enough.
I have to wear yawns now.
I can't. Oh my god.
What the heck?
Who's here in black?
Echo.
Who's here in black? João Oliveira. João Henrique. João Henrique Ferreira. Cadê Felipe Tefili?
With the fitchiness.
Fitness. Mr. Fitness. Okay, very good. Guys, you can
Now
turn
we
off your cameras, but I'll be really sincere. If you don't pay attention, you're gonna have a lot of trouble in the project.
Okay.
Okay, just a warning. I called out this meeting because I noticed that, and while I was going over some people's, on here, yeah, here, some people's. Am I presenting? Yes, I'm presenting, right?
Yeah, you're presenting.
Okay. Some people's project, I noticed that people are actually not doing it correct. So after going through 4 different projects, and I had to say that all the word problems were wrong, I decided to do this live class, and I decided to extend our project due date because I think that you're having a lot of trouble to understand the concept of
Mr.
sloping
I have a
intercept,
question.
okay? Yes.
You did you comment on everybody's project, or you weren't
No.
able to see?
I
Okay.
didn't comment. I checked the word problems and I saw all the mistakes.
Okay, because you didn't comment on ours, just to check if you.
I didn't
saw it.
comment. I didn't comment.
Okay.
Especially because I am going to do these activities with you, and then later you are going to reflect on your own word problems before.
Okay.
Okay? So, I am going to give you, we're going to do some activities here together. And then after that, let me just, that's okay. After that, you're going to have time today to redo the ones that are wrong. You're going to have 2 more blocks tomorrow to work, 1 block on Thursday, and then the new due date will be Sunday night.
The due date.
The due date. Okay, so guys, when you receive a graph and you have to create the word problem, you need 2 different points. So you need 2 different points. There are 2 different aspects, okay? One, you need the slope. And you also need the y-intercept. And you need points from the graph. Sorry, you need 3 things.
Yeah, Mr. If there's one thing I found hard in this project is I didn't really understand how to turn the actual concept of the slope into a word problem.
Yeah, I noticed. That's why I'm here. Okay. So, in my situation here, if I start checking this graph, well, I know that the line here goes by 1 and 1 here in the x-axis, so I know it's by 1 month. And here it's every 50. I don't know if you noticed, but it's every 50, even though it shows only the hundreds. Okay? If someone has a question, you have to open your mic because I can't read the chat, okay? So now, what would be the y-intercept here? Well, my y-intercept is actually here. Let me just put in a blue.
In a
My
blue.
y-intercept is here. Well, I know it's a little bit over 50, but less than 100. I don't have a specific number here. No, I don't.
Mr. Reno, I have another question.
Is it about the y-intercept that I'm doing?
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
debating about this.
Yes.
Mm.
So yesterday, me and Gustavo, we were debating. I don't remember what graph it was, but we were debating to see if the y-intercept can be 0.
Yes, the y-intercept can be 0.
So Gustavo told me that it couldn't. So I told him that the y-intercept is always when the slope is always the point when the slope intercepts or touches the y-axis.
The y-axis, yeah.
Okay,
That's it. You're right.
thank you.
So now I don't have a number here, okay? So let me try to figure out first the slope. So if I get this point here in yellow, 9 months goes to something around 400 and, I don't know, 400 and
30 maybe?
maybe, yeah, 400 and, I think less than
I
30.
think 20.
420.
I think for 20.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's a little
I have-
under the halfway mark.
So I know this is a point 9,420. Then I have to find a second point because for me to find the slope, I need a second point. Okay? So I want to actually use this point here, but it looks like 100. So 1 and 100. I try to figure out points that are similar. Okay? So the point 1, 100. Using these 2 points, you should be able to calculate the slope, as we saw. How? By doing the rise over the run.
Rise over run.
Okay? So my rise here is 420 minus 100. And my run here is the difference of my axis. So in my case, 9 minus 1. So I actually have a 320 over 8, which is, 40.
So when we want to find a fraction, we do the rise and run, and when we want to find a whole number, we do the coordinates, like a y, the y coordinates from point x minus the y coordinates from the point y.
No, it's always the changing the y divided by changing the x.
So that's how you get the slope.
Yes, that
Mr.
is
This
the rise over run.
Ah, okay.
Mr.
Makes
This is
sense.
the part that kind of confuses me. What exactly does the slope represent in this graph? Is it the money, the cost?
No, the slope represents the ratio. The per unit ratio. So this means in my situation, y, what does y represent here? Y represents cost. Money, dollars.
So it's the
So it's
rate it's
40
all increasing.
So it's $40 for every one what? What is my x-axis? X-axis is months. So $40 for 1 month.
So it basically represents the rate that it's all increasing, or the rate that it's moving.
The rate that it's
Mr.
moving, the per month, in this case, per month rate.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
So now it's gonna be 40 times x plus.
Calm down. First, then I have to find the y-intercept now. Well, if the point 100 here, and now this is the tricky part that some people made a lot of mistakes. Let me just erase here. So we did the rise over run. Now here is the tricky part, guys. If this point here, that is the point 100, is this point, and my slope here is 40, how much will it cross in the 0?
Mhm.
60.
Very good, Devere. 60. Why? Because again, if my slope here is 40, which means $40 per month, it means that if in 1 month I pay 100, in 0 month I have to pay 60. So now I have my correct y-intercept, that is 60, and now I can write the graph, that the equation that nobody or almost nobody was writing the equation.
Wait, Mister, I have a question.
My equation now is y equals 40x plus 60.
But
This
how do you
equation-
find? How do you find the
Find what?
the y-intercept?
Well, if point 1 is 100, here, 100, I want the point for 0, 0, alguma coisa.
Mm.
If my slope is 40, it means that it's moving 40 back.
Entendi.
So
Ok,
the
cool.
difference from each point is 40.
The difference from each point here is 40.
Okay.
That's why, but you have to pay attention because sometimes you get to the point at 3. This is 3 and 220.
So then you need to do like
Which means you have to subtract a lot.
can you just do 3 times 40?
No, sorry,
and then
220. No, not 220. It's 180. My bad.
yeah.
But yeah, you're correct, Elio. You can subtract the 3 times 40.
Yeah, 3 times 40, then subtract this. Which
Yes, so
is
I know that it's
1,000.
moving 3 points back, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is the run. This is the run of 3. If it runs 3, it has to rise 120. Because for every month, it rises 40. So this is the rational proportion, the proportional relationship, ratio, slope, to do everything together in one topic.
And because the whole point of a line is that it's always the same, the ratio to the rise and the run,
Yes.
then you can assume that if you want to go when the run is 3, you can go backwards by 40 and multiply by 3 because
Yes.
you know they're always going to be proportional, the rise and the run.
Yes, that's it. And then we go back to geometry a little bit, guys, because this is my proportion. Run 1, rise 40, okay? Look at my triangle in the middle. Run 1, rise 40, okay?
Find the hypotenuse.
No, not a hypotenuse.
I'm just kidding.
Now, I want to know, if I have a triangle that runs 3, what would come here proportionally?
120.
And the point is, I know you know Ariel. Oh, Jesus.
Thank you.
But my question is, does everybody understand that that's what you have to do? Nobody has a question now.
You cleared
I
it.
just want to summarize it to make sure that AI and everybody else also understand. So we take this, we realize it's 120 there. So if it's 120 at stage 3 and the slope is 40, then we can subtract this 100 and the slope is 1 and the y is 180. Then we can subtract it 120 to get the slope at the y-intercept. And so then we're doing 180 minus 120. We get the 60. That makes our y-intercept. We need that to make a proper slope y-intercept equation.
Yes. Yes, totally. Totally. So now, then I know the y-intercept, I know the slope, I write the equation, y is equal 40x plus 60. Now I have my equation. So all of this work was just to get my equation. Okay. So now let me do the following. So now I have the equation, okay? How am I going to write this formula? So I have my equation. I am going to write, let me insert text. So equation is y equals 40x plus 60. And now I have to write my word problem. Well, if my slope is 40, it means that it is rising $40 per month. So I'm talking about something that involves $40 per month. And if my y-intercept is 60, what does this mean, the y-intercept 60 in this situation that I'm talking about the cost of cell phone by the number of months? It means that if at 0 months, I have spent $60, or my cost is $60. Probably the $60 is just a fee that I have to pay to be a member of a cell phone company. So, I already start creating the story in my mind. Now it's all about you creating stories that make sense. And tell you guys, some people are really making stories that are not making sense. It's not Discovery Channel. This is not a whatever. It's real things, okay? So, Robert decided to change, and then I have to just. Robert decided to change his cell phone company. His cell phone company to Renault-Cell. At Renault-Cell, you have to pay a membership fee of $60 to as part of a membership fee. What is really important? To pay a flat membership fee, which means this membership fee will never change. This is what you pay. After that, your monthly bill is $40, including 20 gigabyte data and all you can use minutes call. Using this information, so I need to create a word problem that makes the person create the equation and the graph. Using this information, create a linear equation relating the X months to the Y cost of Robert's new cell phone bill.
I have a
So
question.
guys, yes, let me just complete here. Guys, the idea here is that why is it making me so the idea here is that something has to be realistic. Now I read again. Does it look realistic? Well, he decided to change his cell phone company to Renault-Cell. At Renault-Cell, you have to pay a flat membership fee. Well, yeah, this happens with some companies. You have to pay like a kind of gym membership or something like that to have your data there. Well, after that, your monthly bill is $40, including 20 gig of data and all you can use minutes call. Well, this makes sense because then I have this is my y-intercept and this is my slope. So just for you to understand how I connect here things. Oh, this is the connection.
I have a question because what you just said confused me a little bit.
Okay.
So when in the beginning, when I saw the problem, I thought that the students that are gonna see this word problem are gonna have both live to see. But now you both wrote the equation, you have the graph, and you asked them to write the equation. So will they only be able to see the word problem?
Yes, that's the point.
Or the
You're
word
doing
problem
the
in the
reverse
graph.
problem now. That
Hmm?
was the goal of the project. I'm coming back to the project here. The goal of the project is create real life situations modeled
Yeah.
from graphs, which means
Yeah, but I thought people that got the real life situations would get the real life situations that are modeled from the graphs and the graphs. But now I see
no,
that
no, no,
they'll
no,
only
no,
get the real life situations.
no. That is a good question. That's why I think most
Okay.
people are having this wrong. The idea here is that you are creating the word problem that would generate that graph.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to change a few things.
Question.
Yes.
Is it all right to have decimal numbers on the equation, or does it all have to be full numbers?
Oh,
Because
there will be a lot of decimal numbers. This is real life.
should I take that as a yes?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I have a second graph, guys. Now this graph, I don't have what the axes mean for me, which means I have total freedom to use whatever I want. So now I'm going to give you some hints. Okay, this graph is easier to find the slope and y-intercept and everything. Okay, so slope. How much would be my slope here if I do rise over run here? My rise from this point is 2.
Okay.
And my run is 1. So my slope is 2 over 1, which is 2. My y-intercept, well, my intercept is easy to see here. My y-intercept here is this blue point, so 1. I know my equation is growing up, so I know that my final equation is y equals 2x plus 1. Now we have a situation here, guys.
Wait, Mister, I got a little confused. Why is there like 1 and 1,3 if you put it 2 there? I didn't understand because he had the location
Because
where the
this
point
is rise over run, dear.
No, I know, but the
The
numbers
rise here is 2.
I know, but the numbers in the graph, because this is making me confused. Like the number in the graph, like in the point there.
Okay, what does it mean?
What does it mean, right?
She
This is the
just
point 1,
The
3.
point in a graph.
it doesn't
It
mean
can be anything. It means
translation.
nothing. It's just the point.
It means nothing. I don't need it, right?
You don't
No,
need
it's
it.
actually this is the information you need sometimes when I don't give you the axis.
Oh wait, I have another question, Mister.
Okay.
This point 0, 1 means 0x, y1. This point 1, 3 means
Oh,
x is
okay. Oh,
y
okay.
3.
Okay.
Then, Mister, I
I'm
have a
actually
question.
giving you information to make it easier.
I have a question.
Yes?
So do I have to base my problem on those points? Do they all have to be important milestones, or can I ignore the points and simply make a problem about the equation itself, about the line itself?
Well, for me to write, so that is the point, guys. For me to write the word problem, I needed to either use the, I needed to give my student the slope and the y-intercept in the real life scenario. But sometimes I don't need to give the slope, because to make the word problem more difficult, I can give them the 2 points. So that's what I'm going to do now, actually. The idea is this, okay? So let's start here. I want people to find my y-intercept. How can I do this? So when I do this, I need to start thinking. And as I wrote on your project as well, so I'm going to go back here. When I open your project, some people are not reading actually. Some people read and did it right. Here in the levels 3 and 4, it says you can use any part of the line restricting the values of x and y that can be used. So here in my scenario, I actually want to use just this part of my graph. Who is it?
That's my little brother.
Okay, sorry to hear that. So I want to use just the red circle part, which means I want to use all the x's that are positive, because I'm going to be talking about time again, and there is no negative time. So when I start thinking about the word problem, I'm gonna use, so let me see. So now I start thinking, what is going to be my x-axis? What is going to be my y-axis? What do they represent? And I already decided that x will be my time in years, and y will be money in millions.
That's
So I
definitely
already-
going to be very, very linear. You think
Yes.
it's going to be like those big graphs like they have in the stock market? Which, if you could have a computer, well, many people have a computer figure out the
So,
things like the slope,
I am
derivative,
I need to be realistic, okay? I'm not gonna say, Mr. Renato, a teacher, makes $2 million a year. No, that doesn't make sense. That's not real. So let's say Jay-Z. How do I write Jay-Z? I forgot.
Probably makes more. What a monk.
Okay, Mr.
Let's change it.
Beyonce.
Beyonce is easier. Beyonce has a line of jewelry. Whatever. Just create.
It lost her
Her
$3
annual.
billion.
Jewelry
If
Rob.
my slope, her annual balance in
You
years.
spelled Hurt. Wrong. You spelled hurt.
Okay. Her annual balance in year 3. No, in year 1. Her annual balance after the first year was $3 million. At the end of the second year, her balance got to an impressive amount
It'll be almost 7, right?
of $2 million.
What?
So I'm giving my
It went down?
person the information, which is the change. I actually just gave them the 2 points, the 0.13 and the 0.25.
You said 2.
No,
You
sorry,
said the
5
end of
million.
the second year.
5 million.
I'm very confused. You said the end of the second year, so I think the end of the second year would be right before the third year. And so then
The
right
end-
before 0.3
No,
would be
no, and no. At the end of the second year, you are at 0.2.
yeah, I thought at the start of year 2 you would be at 0.2.
Okay,
Sure.
because balances we make once a year at the end of the year. You don't have a balance for year 0.
But why did you use 5 and 3? Is there something in the graph?
Yes, these points 1, 3 to 5.
Ah, okay. Ah,
I'm
okay.
using these points to help me create the word problem. Okay?
Mhm.
Make sense? So
Yeah.
That makes sense.
are-
I figured out that I was doing wrong.
this is actually cadê my yellow? This comes from this point, and the second point here generates this second line here. So now I continue writing. Now I want people to actually think about the starting point. What is the starting point in this situation if I'm talking about her balance? And I know that my starting point is $1 million. So I want people to answer a question that the answer is $1 million. So what does my y-intercept would represent here? That's the question I need to be asking myself. And if I'm talking about the annual balance at year 0 is how much money she started the company with. So how much money, what? I'm gonna change later. How much money did she start the company with? So this is my question that will generate my y-intercept point. Do you understand now the different things you can do with a graph? You can ask for a specific point. You can ask for a y-intercept, which is the initial value. You can ask for a point in the future. And then I'm going to the last one here. That is this one. This graph here gives me a negative slope, and people are having issues when you have to do the negative slope. Okay. Which means I have something that starts at 2 and goes down to negative. I did my slope here by doing the rise over run. So I did my rise over run here, which is -3/1. So that's why my slope is -3. And I know that my y-intercept is 2, so my equation will be y equals negative 3x plus 2. This is everything you did during IXLs. Now, with this equation, you have to think about a situation that fits this equation. And this is the problem of you. This is your problem so far. How can I find the situation that fits this equation, that fits this real life situation?
So,
Automatic
Mister,
crash.
I basically need to create an equation that fits with a part of the no so a part of the so basically I need to create a word problem that fits with some part of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be with the y-intercept or just the slope or need to be out of the equation?
You need to give me the equation you have to give me. The word problem, you can ask any question as long as it's realistic.
Okay.
Then I go back to, wait a second, shapes. So I am going to use this part here again, the positive part. So this is what I'm doing. I'm using this part here. Why? Because, well, I'm trying to think of something that goes down, something that represents losing, and it becomes negative.
Worth of the cow.
Temperature?
It can be temperature. Very good. Why not? Excellent.
Mister, what
So,
happens when the y-intercept is in the negative side, like the side that you're putting right now, but in the other graphs? In the second graph from the 3, 4, there the y-intercept is in the negative side.
The y-intercept is always in 0.
I know, but it's not in the like the square that you need to work on.
it
It's
is
always in.
here.
No,
Oh, it means in the
in
bottom.
in our thing.
The y-intercept. Then that's the point. That is the challenging situations for you. I'm giving you the easy ones, right?
But
That's
it's
what you
3
have to
and
think about.
4. It's not challenging.
It is. Because you need to think about what can I start at negative and go up positive.
Credit,
Oh, you see how
debit,
you know?
bank
You
account.
see? Yes.
Okay, don't steal my idea, guys.
You
Talk
can
about
still
it.
because it's almost the only answer that you can use it.
See
So
how the price
here,
of oil went
let's
negative.
start. I'm gonna use this as thousands, okay? So my equation, my lines will be about thousands, which means every number that it moves, it's 1,000. But the x-intercept will be months. Okay, so a public school teacher. No,
No, I okay.
no,
I'm
no, no,
just
no,
gonna
no,
mute.
no, no. After coronavirus spread out, a local
Renault
store.
Airlines.
A local store. No, it's 2,000. Not I can't do airlines. A local store.
Yeah.
A local
No,
store.
your stock could go down like a few thousands if it was very high in the
No, you can talk
beginning.
about stocks. Yeah, that's a good one. A local store shut down their operation, making them lose 3,000. I don't know, lose 3,000 reais every month.
So basically, nothing changes.
Jake Peralta.
If they had 2,000 reais by the time they shut down, how long will it take them to reach the critical point of having to pay a debit of 40,000 reais
Like
period.
$2,000 now.
So I gave them that they are losing 3,000 reais. So now it's negative 3x my slope. And because they had the 2,000 reais when they had 2,000 reais in the
We're not
cashier
here, Sergio.
by the time they shut down. So they had 2,000 reais in the cashier, which means the starting point is 2,000. So that's why the y-intercept is 2. And they are losing 3,000 every month. How long will it take for them to reach 40,000? Period. Okay, guys. So your new due date. Wait, did I put May 2nd? I think I put it wrong. May 2nd is Saturday, so it's May 3rd. My bad.
Yo, mister.
Okay. So this is what I did today for you. Yes.
If we have like, for example, I understood everything in Valen too, but like if we have any doubts throughout, can we mark you in a comment and we can help you?
That's what I'm going to ask you, please. That's what I'm going to ask you. Just a second.
Because of the thing of not having the graph seen by the person doing the world problem, I think I'm gonna have to change a lot. All of
So
them.
guys, as you know here, you're going to be working on this. Just a second. You are going to be able to work on your project again, but I am going to just put here inside. Are you all seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
I am going to add on the slope project post, not today's class post. I am going to add this PDF for you to see that it's slope. Out of here. E agora? I got lost. Maybe I search for it, right? Slope.
Yeah. Go.
Slope project is not good. I don't know where it is now.
Go in the downloads, maybe.
It is the first one, isn't it? It's 20 or 4. 28 or 4.
No, because I want the Aki PDF. Because the PDF has all my annotations and everything. Guys, I want you to go back to your projects and start redoing it. That's why I'm going to change here the due date to May 3rd. 10 p.m., not midnight.
2 days before my birthday.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
It's made of it, right?
And guys, if you have
During what? 10
trouble,
p.m.
because I want to check your projects before I go to sleep.
Ah, okay.
Mr. Dr. Thompson, he wants us to sleep early. He wants us but he won't mind if it's in midnight. Mr. Reno, I want to check all of your projects before I go to sleep at 3 in the morning.
That's what I do.
And that's a
Guys.
Sunday. That's the day before Monday. Monday's next.
Guys,
You're not gonna be able to wait for the morning.
guys, I want you to teach you. I know I'm presenting. That's okay. I want to teach you, and I'm going to use Alexis because I already talked to her. I want to teach you that some people are forgetting how to make a comment, and people are sending me by email, by Google Hangouts, by whatever. And then, as if I have a magical, like, I don't know, in Garden Leviosa, that I know what slide you're talking about, what topic you're talking about, what graph you're talking about. So, guys, use the tag on the document. So you do a plus, you put my name, which is actually now Mr. Reno. But you know it's RP3. But it's Mr. Reno, so RP3. And then you write blah, 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 blah. And then you click on assign to you, guys. If you don't click on assign to you, is everybody paying attention to this most important thing? Because I'm not going
Yes,
to
sir.
reply to emails. I'm not going to reply to emails anymore about this project.
Learn this in Miss
It's
already.
making my life a mess.
As a
because
Google
of this.
thing.
So you have to click on assign to you. Otherwise, I don't get an email and I don't see the notification. And if you don't tag me, I also don't see notification. So you have to tag me, click on assign to you, and click on assign. When you do this, of course, I don't think it's going to appear to me now, but let's see. Google's a little bit late. And also you have to bear with me because Google has been late on their notification emails. I don't know if you noticed, but if you do something for me, normally get the email 10 minutes later. Okay.
You probably need to filter a cache, right? Just to not accidentally send the email to the wrong person or something like that. Or two persons get the same email and one of them shouldn't even get the
No,
email.
it's just because they are full of work.
Yeah,
In a mess
because
for
they're
them.
full of work, they have a cache. And if they didn't have a cache,
Okay.
if they used another system,
So from now on, you
That's
have
better.
more 40 minutes in class to start reworking on your word problems. I hope this class helped you understand that it's not supposed to be a difficult project, that people are making a mess. Okay, I'm not going to help you for unfamiliar situations. Unfamiliar and unfamiliar. You have to work on your own if you want to get a
Can
7
you-
or 8.
can you make it like an extra familiar later with another graph? Because I thought it was a cool idea. You know, when you pay for a subscription, say a person paid per month for a while, then started paying per year, the graph the slope would decrease because they have to pay less because it's paid per year now.
Yes.
And I think it's a very real life situation
Yes, it is.
that applies perfectly.
And guys, you have the exemplar, guys. Read the exemplars with the real life situations. Don't come with those real life situations that are unrealistic. Like as I told you, a teacher who earns R$1 million a month, or
Every problem
Elon
with
Musk
that.
private school.
Mr.
someone
Did
says,
you
"Oh,
check mine?
I am going to open a new company, and I asked my dad for $2 million." Like, no.
Mr.
Come on.
I did it realistically, but I don't know if it was right the way I wrote it. Like
So
wrote
now you sit. Are you doing alone?
yes.
So try to read again, see if they make sense.
Okay.
And after you can tag me, okay? So now I want you to work on your own for at least 20 minutes.
One last question.
Mm.
The rise over one thing, does it work when the only other dot starts at 0 and when the only other dot is on the y-intercept?
Yep.
Which graph are you talking about, Alexa?
I'm talking about the one on you still have my presentation open, right?
Yes.
I'm talking about the one on the 5th slide.
Still works.
Yeah, that's because if we try with the equation,
Sure, no,
then
you're not presenting anymore.
I know. Which one? The one you are in?
yeah. Because if we try with just the equation, then it kind of makes me a little confused.
You have to write the equation.
I know.
And you have to check if this slope that you wrote is actually correct according to the points you had. I think it is. It is.
Wait, what?
You just have to write the equation now. You're right.
Wait, so to
2.5, no, don't million, just 2.5x.
Alexia, any points count even if it's 0.
That was just a lucky guess I had.
No, you have to calculate. That is the point. You have the point 0.2 and you have the point 1013. Using these 2 points, you calculate the slope using rise over run. Okay, guys. So now, if you are, please, you can go. Thanks for coming. I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to put this later on your class if you want to recheck the example.
We have to include